Our nation has many wonderful traditions and customs, and Thanksgiving is one of those. But our nation was not always united. Our nation has never been perfect, and this was shown most of all in the 1860s, when our country was at war with itself. A terrible civil war that lasted 4 years, when within the same families one brother was fighting against another brother. The nation was divided and was at war with itself. And finally in 1865, after 4 years of this terrible, bloody struggle, the war came to an end. On the 3rd of April, Richmond, the capital of the Confederacy, fell. This had been the goal of the Union troops for 4 years. Richmond was a mere 100 miles from Washington, D.C., and yet it remained a tantalizingly impossible goal to capture for all those 4 years. You can imagine the jubilation felt on that 3rd of April, when finally the capital of the rebels did fall. The next day, President Lincoln entered the city with no fanfare, with no grand troops of honor, no great display, no previous announcement. He took his little boy Tad by the hand and entered the city. His son Tad was celebrating his 12th birthday on that day, and that was a birthday he would remember to the end of his very short life. President Lincoln, hand in hand with his little boy, went through the streets of Richmond, and from the side streets came pouring out all those people who up until that time had been in the chains of slavery. They came pouring out to welcome the president who had broken their chains and given them their freedom. It was a long and dangerous walk through the city, and at one point President Lincoln paused to rest. At that moment, a very old slave came out before him, took off his hat, bowed to the president, and with tears flowing down his cheeks said, "May the good Lord bless you, President Lincoln." How was the president to react to something like this? The great tall man took off his own hat, bowed to the slave in silence, tears streaming down his own cheeks. It was a quiet bow without any words, but that silent bow took down all the centuries of forms and laws and customs and ceremonies, and it has been written that that bow was the death shock to chivalry, a mortal wound to caste. It was something that people were aghast at seeing, the great president of the United States bowing to a slave. And the woman in the house next door saw it and turned away in disgust. But with that silent bow to another grateful human being, President Lincoln said silently but oh so eloquently, "You are so welcome. You are all welcome to my love. You are all welcome in this land. You are very welcome." Gratitude is something which must be expressed. Gratitude is not a sentiment which we feel in our heart and which remains there. Gratitude is something which longs to break through the heart, break through into expression, break through into action. In Spanish, we say it very well. We say acción de gracias. It is an action of giving thanks. Gratitude cannot remain in the heart. Gratitude must be expressed in our actions. And if it remains just a feeling in the heart, it is not gratitude at all. It was an American writer William Arthur Ward, who said, "Gratitude which is merely felt but not expressed is like a present that is only wrapped but never given." Gratitude must be given. Gratitude must be acted upon. How eager are we to express our thankfulness to others? How eager are we to express our thankfulness to God? We are very quick to express our anger. We are very quick to express our disappointment. We are very quick to express our hatreds. But our gratitude, that takes humility to express. That takes the old slave taking off his hat and bowing down in humility and expressing heartfelt, sincere thanks. And how do we react to someone expressing gratitude to us? What do we say when someone says to us, "Thank you"? All too often we just ignore it, or we brush it off. We say, in modern times, all too often, "No problem." I don't want to hear any more "no problem." Or even worse, we say, "No worries." Well, I should hope it wasn't a problem. And I should hope you're not worried about it. What do we say when someone expresses thanks to us? We have in English a very beautiful expression that is all but forgotten in our day. When someone says thank you, we say, "You're welcome." Thank you, you're welcome. You see, an act of gratitude, an expression of thanksgiving, is not the cancellation of a debt between those two people, saying, "Well, that's that. I don't owe that one anymore. I've already said thank you." No, the expression of thanks is an invitation. The expression of thanks is the initiation of a conversation, the initiation of a relationship, the invitation to which was extended by the original act of kindness. We are saying, "You are welcome." Welcome to continue this conversation, to continue this relationship which we have now established between ourselves. You are welcome in my life. When we are faced with another human being coming to us with sincere and humble gratitude, saying thank you, let's not ignore it and not brush it off, nor belittle that original act of kindness by saying "no problem, no worries." But let us rather invite that person into our lives. Let us rather continue that conversation, that relationship instituted by that act of gratitude. You are welcome. You are welcome to continue this relationship, this conversation with me. You are oh so welcome to my heart. My heart is open to you, and you are welcome there. You are all very, very welcome.